It's summertime. Let's check out the July garden tour. Cherry tomatoes. Here is the state of the garden vista. For this area, I have moved out the potatoes that were right around here and moved in some orphan tomatoes. This heat-loving tomato is growing amazing. It's beautiful. Looks like there might be some strawberries back there. This raspberry plant has grown quite a few inches since last month. Here is the state of garden bed 1. Tomato plants were falling over, so I put some rocks back here at first, and then I got some bamboo, and those teepee things really are holding them up, and it looks adorable. So many tomatoes need to be harvested. I can't even count. I got one dragon egg coming very soon. Looks like I'll need to harvest some of these pinto beans. I also put in a runner bean here, and looks like this dragon egg is retiring soon. One of the changes I did since last month, I put in an aeration pot back here, and that gave me some room for some corn. Here is the state of garden bed 2. The main changes, got some melons and some winter squash growing. Tomatoes are growing beautifully. And back here, where the potatoes used to be, I have moved in a Minnesota miniature cantaloupe here. And its companion is a tomato plant. And over here, the lavender is just growing so beautifully. Aeration bag jungle. I've got some baby tomatoes over here. The ground cherries are beautiful. They've got little mini husks underneath. I don't know if you can see that. They're adorable little plants. Got a little bit of corn here growing with this squash plant. And this squash plant over here already has a little desi squash. The leaves on this plant is beautiful. This is Rutabaga. It's my first time growing it, and I think next time I'll be planting a lot more. They're very beautiful plants. And speaking of beautiful plants, check out this Malabar spinach. What a beautiful vining spinach plant. Definitely be growing a lot more of that soon. Not much has changed for the wildlife area, except perhaps the wild grass is kind of dying down a little. I haven't seen any ladybugs yet, but I am growing some ladybug-friendly plants. I'm assuming I'll get some. Next up is the garden path area. We've got 3 tomato orphans. This guy, and this guy. He's growing pretty big for such a tiny pot. And then this guy has some absolutely adorable pear tomatoes. Dwarf sunflower. Here is the state of the tomato and pepper patch. quite a few tomatoes have gotten pretty tall. The pepper plants are doing as expected. I even have a banana pepper plant here. Look at that. While the month of July did have a lot of harvest, it certainly had a couple of obstacles. For instance, I didn't realize strawberries needed so much water. Over the years, I always put them in pots, but now that they're in a garden bed, I've had completely different experience with the soil and the moisture that it contains. So that was quite alarming. The greenhouse is currently closed because it's over 100 degrees in there. But currently I have some amaranth, some Malabar spinach, some cilantro, purslane, zinnias, which need to be potted, some valerian, more zinnias. This is a melon and marigold. Here's the seeds I'll be planting. Some cucamelons, some beans, some corn, some okra, different types of squash I want to plant some more of, some more cucumbers, and some buckwheat. And for the ladybugs, I'm planting more of these seeds in these 2 pots. The only thing about this is I have to be careful. There's a couple of types of seeds on here that aren't safe for cats or dogs. I'll just have to monitor and make sure that none of my animals eat these things. Strawberry patch has had some complications with drying out. This area, which I thought would be okay, has dried out much more than these pots, which I typically grow the strawberries in. Just goes to show that having irrigation every day, if not every other day, would have helped things, but I water twice a week. So I've learned my lesson. Pots do a bit better with the strawberries because they retain more moisture. And when you have an actual bed like this, you've got to have much more water coming in every day, if not every other day. I won't be making that mistake again. Aside from that, a lot of these other herbs are doing incredible. Well, there's the state of the garden, July 2020.